Hi everyone. This week we are starting week 7 of the class, and we are going to be continuing working on our number 2 project. So let's go ahead and scroll down to week 7. Here we are, and we're going to go ahead and click the labor number 2 project handout. And remember, we are working on our review, which is Should I Read That? Or I Think You Should Read This, which is a persuasive piece suggesting a peer read a text either from within the canon or from outside of it. So you are free to choose the text. Hopefully you have chosen the text already because we've been working on this for a little bit of time. And I extended the due date last week, so you just submitted your rough draft last night. And we are going to, sorry, my dog in the background. We're going to go ahead and work on some peer feedback this week, and then we will have some time for revising and polishing. Sorry, my dog was distracting me because he was sick earlier this morning, and so I wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to throw up. Anyway, we are working on peer feedback and revising and polishing our labor number 2 project this week. So I wanted to talk a little bit about peer feedback because I know that it's something that can be a little bit scary and intimidating. And so I provided some guidelines for you that I'd like you to read before you get started with any peer feedback activities. And I talked about this in last week's video a little bit too. But my basic reminders for you are that everyone is human, and writing is something very personal, even if it's something like an academic essay, and it's difficult to share writing. So I think it's really important that we remember we're all human. We're not trying to critique anyone to death. We're trying to give people substantial feedback to help them make concrete changes to their work to help them improve their writing. So with this in mind, everyone knows that you're not a writing teacher. You're just going off of your own instinct and what you know about writing. So try to frame things positively and give constructive feedback when you can. And these guidelines will help you do that. So please take the time to read through this carefully and to pay attention and take the suggestions to heart, because I think it will help us all have a more positive, pure feedback experience. So you submitted your rough draft. I wanted to walk through and make sure everyone knows how to do this. So we're going to go ahead and add our submission. We will add our submission, and I'll say Melody's rough draft, and I'm going to add a file. This would be your essay, and then go ahead and click Save Changes. And you can see right here that I can edit or delete my submission. So now I can't show you the next page yet because it hasn't opened, but I can give you an idea of the type of information that will be in the assessment area. Well, it turns out, no, I can't. But I will tell you that I have based the suggestions on the questions here that are provided for you on this handout. So I want you to provide feedback in the form of questions about each of these different areas. So claims, evidence, organization, looking for patterns, things like that. So you'll see in the peer feedback area that each of the submission areas for feedback asks you to think about the questions that you have. And I think that this will help us too, because it takes some of the subjectivity out of giving feedback and allows us to focus on the things that we as readers have questions about when we're engaging with the work. So the peer feedback is due on Wednesday, not Sunday. So your draft is due on Sunday, your peer feedback is due on Wednesday, and then your revised and polished draft is due on Moodle by 11:59 p.m. Sunday. And of course your labor logs. So you also have an option for additional labor this week. You can use the Student Writing Center virtually or tutor.com to get feedback on your essay and then send that to me as proof that you have done it. And if you use tutor.com, be sure to go through our Moodle page so that you will be logged in and you won't be asked to pay or anything like that. Don't pay for tutor.com, you already have access to it. And there is information for you about the Student Writing Center hours in here under NPC Student Resources. So you can click on that and find out additional information. As well, there is an optional weekly discussion post this week. I wanted to give everyone time to focus on their drafts and peer feedback. If you choose to do the optional discussion, it will go towards increasing your baseline B grade. And it asks you some thoughts about the assignment or the essay I assigned about revision. So that is an option for you as well this week. As always, if you have questions, feel free to email me. You can also drop into any one of the 3 student Zoom hour student hours on Zoom, and those details are here. If you have questions or need additional information, just let me know.